Nuclear energy, a boon or a bane? Good day everyone, I'm Shayne Capati from grade 10 St. Edith, and now let's talk about the nuclear energy and nuclear power plant. What is nuclear energy? According to Galindo 2022, nuclear energy is a form of energy released from the nucleus, the core of atoms made up of protons and neutrons. A nuclear power plant, according to Fermi et al. 1951, a nuclear power plant is a facility that uses nuclear reaction to generate electricity. In the Philippines, we have nuclear power plant that is located in Morong, Bataan. It was signed in February 1976. The construction work began in July 1976 and was completed in 1984 at a cost of $1.9 billion. Are we ready for the renewal of the nuclear power plant? I disagree on the renewal of the nuclear power plant in the Philippines because it costs too much money to build and it takes years to construct. It will also be a problem with storing waste that comes from the nuclear power plant and accidents at nuclear power plants. But the question is the Philippines ready for nuclear energy? What are the risks and benefits of this? The Philippines has increased debt, not just millions but trillions. If they renew the nuclear power plant, they borrow money in other countries, and it costs is not only thousands but millions. And you cannot prevent the shortage here because back then they spent $1.9 million and it was decades ago. Now that the things we see are high-tech, it may not only cost millions to rebuild a nuclear power plant, it may reach $1 trillion and our debt will increase again because we don't have enough funds to renew it again. When the waste coming from the power plant is not properly stored, it can harm not only humans but animals and our environment. If there's an accident happen, it can cause catastrophic harm to people and the environment. We all knew that the Philippines is one of the most typhoons that comes every month of July to October. If they continue the renewal of nuclear power plant, it can be affect when a typhoon comes, especially the typhoon is super typhoon. Also, one of the reasons for the destruction is earthquake and volcanic eruptions because Philippines is one of many volcanoes. When the volcanoes erupt, there's a weak or strong earthquake that can be felt. For me, the Philippines do not have enough knowledge to use the nuclear power plant. If another country decides to invest to build a nuclear power plant, we are going to use their funds or money. We will have debt with them. And when the power plant we have built grows, we will pay our debt. But when the power plant are not successful, the money used or things that we use for the construction of the nuclear power plant may end up in debt. The risk of nuclear power plant is when you incorrectly dispose the waste coming from the power plant. It may affect our health and also the environment. If there's an accident in the nuclear power plant, you will be exposed to radiation that will cause cancer in your body. Inside of the power plant, they use water from the river or sea to cool the power plant and release it in a high temperature that can cause disruption in our fish or in other sea life. In our country, we are surrounded by active volcanoes that can affect the power plant. If volcanoes erupt, we can experience an earthquake that can cause our power plant to destroy. There are 3 advantages of the nuclear power plant. First, the other country will invest and our country will grow. Second, the air that is released in power plant is not affecting our ozone layer. Third, it will lower our electricity bills. But if the power plant explodes or there's an accident, our country will have debt in other countries that they invest in. The radioactive waste will also destroy our environment. Our electric cooperative will lose money and those who work may lose their job because they get electricity from nuclear power plant. In conclusion, the opening of a nuclear power plant in the Philippines is not easy because we need a lot of funds and other countries' help and equipment for the construction. We also cannot avoid having an accident, not an ordinary accident, but large-scale accident, because when it is not taken care of properly, it can happen and it will cause it to explode. When it explodes, and it is on a seashore, there will be a tsunami in the Philippines that we don't know how to survive here. Not just humans but also animals. The effect of electromagnetic radiation, one of which is radiation-induced degradation. These are those who work inside the nuclear power plant. And in the end, if they continue the nuclear power plant or not, we will remain at peace. Thank you.